Hey everyone, Stacie Koroly here, the Stacie Koroly team, eXp Realty. And every week we like to focus on two local businesses. And today we're going to focus on a husband and wife dynamic duo who do insurance. So with me today is Lisa and Phil Fusco. Lisa owns and operates the Harbour Insurance Group, and her awesome husband, Phil Fusco, owns Fusco Insurance. Thank you guys for coming.
You're welcome. Thanks for having us, Stacie.
For having us.
This has been a long time coming, as I think I'm clients of yours for almost 20 years.
Yes. One of the very first.
Awesome. Well, we're going to talk today about what's going on in life in general and your family and how you're coping as a unit at home, and then also your insurance company and some quirky little things that people may not know about insurance, as well as some good discounts and some stories. So with that, let me ask you two, how many children do you have, and how are you making out during this time?
So we have 4 girls. And I think that we are all collectively as a nation, probably, or as a world, we go through phases with this quarantine challenge, and we're really appreciating the extra time with them. I think one of the biggest complaints that people always have is there's not enough time, we need more time. So we are absolutely looking at the silver lining. But we also are going through the struggles of virtual school and everyone being under the same roof, being a little bit stir crazy. So yeah, it's been nice to have the time, I would say, but it definitely not without its challenges, for sure.
So your 2 older daughters are at Agnes Irwin. Phil, what are you doing with, and they're probably, are you, and I could be wrong, but I'm on autopilot. With my 2 in high school, like I don't have to worry about them. How are you doing with the younger kids? Do you have to sit next to them? Like, how do you carve out time when you're working?
So luckily, since I've been deemed an essential worker, I get to still come into my office, and the burden has fallen on my wife, Lisa. So I take the evening role. I'm more the guy that helps them add to their TikToks and some of the fun stuff. But no, Lisa's been doing a great job kind of handling them during the day, which has allowed me to come to work. I've got my door locked, obviously, so I can't interact with the public, but I'm able to get a lot of stuff done here. So, like I said, Lisa really is taking on that burden, and she's doing a great job.
Awesome.
I was doing a great job up until yesterday. And I decided to do too many things at the same time. And I had a pot of water boiling on the stove. I was sitting next to our first grader, helping her with her virtual class session. I was getting ready to hop into a Zoom with a client, and I raced back to the stove real quick when I forgot that I had the pot on, and grabbed a hot handle. So that's been my first casualty.
Oh my gosh.
But other than that, it's been okay.
I saw a picture of it, people. If you saw her hand, it looks like it's gonna, I feel bad. It looks like it's gonna hurt for a while. So sorry about that.
Yes. Casualties.
Okay, so let's talk about your businesses, your insurance. And it's not sexy, but everybody needs insurance. You need homeowners, you need car, life. How are you pivoting during this time with work? Are you doing any virtual calls through Zoom or whatever with your clients? Are you still shopping rates for your existing clients, which is awesome. Not everybody does that, by the way.
So I think Phil can speak to this as well. We have been working virtually in a lot of ways for many years prior to this. And it has been certainly a blessing to us that we had the foresight to go online, go paperless, do much of what we do in a virtual way. And that really came out of needs that were expressed by our clients. Everyone's busy. And if we can make it as seamless and easy for them as possible, certainly we welcome people coming into our offices. We love the interaction because insurance and real estate, as you know, are very much about relationships and having a trusted professional But with that said, when people are busy and they're pressed for time, they want things to be easy. So we really took a lot of time, and Phil actually designed a lot of the processes that we use so that it is seamless. It's online, DocuSign, virtual meetings, those types of things. So we were already set up for that before this happened, which really has been a blessing for us.
Yeah, I love that. And as a client, I want to point this out. So, and for both of you, you know, you have those big, huge corporations like Geico or Allstate, all that stuff. I love the one-on-one interaction. You guys always pick up, you always text. There's been times where I've been like an auto tagged and said, hey, can you send me a copy of my insurance? And I get it within seconds. Here's the other thing that I love is that you both price out rates for your existing clients and save the money that normally, you know, people tend to go on autopilot, or the big corporations go on autopilot and just collect your money. And here's one instance. My in-laws, they had been charged the same huge premium for years, when in actuality it should have been knocked down, and you save them almost $1,000 a year. Here's another one, and I'll end with this and let you guys talk about this. But I have a 17-year-old son. Thank God he did not want to drive for a year. I don't know why. I didn't ask. I was like, okay, we don't need to, you know, we're good. So he turned 17. I was so stressed out about an insurance policy, adding him. I thought we wouldn't be able to afford it. And lo and behold, what happens? How much did my rate go up, Phil? Do you remember this?
I think it was only a couple $100, maybe $200.
It was less than $200 to add my 17-year-old son, who, knock on wood, has not had an accident yet. But that's crazy. You reshopped my rates for home and auto, and it went up less than $200 for the entire year, not per month, the entire year. And it is also based on, I think you have to have good grades. Is that right?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
I mean, and one of the things over the years is you get experience with the business. You know all the points at which are going to cause pain for people. So, you know, adding a kid, moving to a different area, different zip code, we just try and jump out ahead of it so that we know, like I know ahead of time, you know, when are people going to be calling me, yelling at me? So, you know, we want to kind of get ahead of it. And, you know, that's the points at which we were like, okay, let's shop it around. Let's see what they can get. And we've really done a great job of being able to keep people happy because what everybody wants is they want it to be affordable. They want a little bit of relief. They want to, you know, they don't want to have to pay an arm and a leg to add a kid, which is expensive. But if you can mitigate that a little bit with shopping it to a different carrier that's willing to offer a better rate and not just hoping that the customer doesn't leave you. You know, we've taken a real proactive approach across all of our clientele. It's harder. It's a lot more work, but it's a lot more satisfying and gratifying when people actually appreciate, like you do, you know, what you've done for them. So that's, to me, it's a longer term approach, and it's really how you help keep people happy and keep them long term. And we've had a lot of success, even in the last 3 weeks. I'm pleasantly surprised with the lack of complaints. And people just appreciative, and we're still reaching out to people now, giving them options for cost-saving opportunities during this tough time. But people are just appreciative. They're not calling and yelling at me. And, you know, years and years ago when I was with Allstate, they would just call and yell at me because I didn't have any other options. So that's the nice part. So I've really enjoyed that piece of it, is kind of wrapping my arms around the clients. So
yeah, you bring up a good point. So both of these insurance companies shop to 17 different vendors. So they look out for your best interest. They make sure it's the same amount of coverage, and they price it out. So basically, you know, you compare, contrast, they do that for you. You don't have to worry about that. Why don't we talk about something different, like what are some things that people may not know what is covered or what isn't covered, any quirky little things that people may not be aware of for insurance for home or auto or life?
So you had a good story years ago. I'm going to put you on the spot. Some folks don't realize the impact that their pets sometimes have as far as liabilities are concerned, and that if you have homeowners protection, auto insurance, that they can actually kick in where your pets are concerned.
Right. So thank you, Lisa. And our story is this. We've had many dogs over the years, and when we had Joe, who's 17, I had the brilliant idea of rescuing a greyhound, and we lived in a townhouse. So you can imagine how that worked out. One day, and it was Joe's baptism, the dog shoots out of the door, and I mean like a greyhound, flies out the door, and a car is coming down the street. The car stops. It's an Audi, because I remember how much work it needed after this. The dog ran full speed at the stopped car, full speed. I actually felt bad for her, Snickers. Anyway, the dog hits the car, falls down, and then goes back to the house. What I didn't know is I called you guys, and I was afraid, I'm like, what's going to happen? And it was covered. So things like a dog running into a car is covered. When you hit a deer.
Yes, that's definitely a very common one. And Phil can speak to some of the most common claims, glass claims, deer claims, certainly. We actually get, and this is an unusual one, we get a lot of medical claims. So bills from hospitals, ER visits for people slamming their hand in their car door. That's actually an auto insurance claim. So that's a pretty common one.
So you had said this earlier. So if someone slams their hand in the car, just something random like that, you go to the ER. That is 100% reimbursable?
So
Yes.
every auto insurance policy in Pennsylvania requires that you have medical insurance coverage, and there's a minimum level that you can carry. Some folks certainly will buy more if they don't have their own health insurance, but the first 1,000 or first 5,000, whatever that coverage limit is on your policy, that bill will 100% pass through your auto insurance policy.
Awesome. All right, good to know. So I just wanted to wrap this up, but also please let people know during these times there's local businesses besides restaurants, which I love. We've been ordering out almost every day. There's people like Lisa and Phil Fusco that can offer you every type of insurance coverage. It doesn't matter, home, auto. They're also licensed in New Jersey. So if you're buying that house down the shore in Sea Isle or Cape May, they got you covered down there. This is a locally owned company who can help you out. You can text them. They'll answer immediately. They give the best service, and they price your rates out. Who does that? They price your rates out every year. And a lot of times, almost every other year, mine has gone down a little bit. I don't know how that's possible, but that's what's happened. And
That's a great endorsement.
Located? I should say this. Where are your offices located?
So my office is in Westchester, as you know, in the offices of the Stacie Koroly team with eXp Realty. It's a great, a really great relationship. And that's actually what got me into real estate was my insurance business. I had a lot of insurance clients over the years who were asking for advice while preparing to list or buy. And that, along with your support, Stacie, as such a great mentor and team leader, is what actually got me into the real estate business. So it's a really great fit where I can do both and carry those relationships across different businesses. And Phil?
Yes, my office is in Brookhaven, Pennsylvania. We're right on 352 in Brookhaven. So yeah, I've been in Delaware County for several years. I started out in Aston with my Allstate business and find myself almost back where I started in Brookhaven, which is a neighboring town. So it's great. I love the town. I love the people, and we've done a nice job of kind of getting a local presence here. Yeah, I mean, I've been doing insurance for, it's over 20 years at this point. So, so yeah, we enjoy our office and the people that come through, and we're actually looking forward to reopening our doors at some point so we can, you know, see some of those clients come back through.
Awesome. So anybody that's listening, if you want to get a quote on home, auto, life insurance, please give them a call, email, and worst case scenario, I mean, you're going to get a quote and you'll be able to compare your coverage now to what you could have with either Lisa or Phil Fusco. Thank you so much. Enjoy this gorgeous day. Bye-bye.